Hello and welcome. Clan War is over, so it's time to go back to random games, and I decide that I'm gonna play a ship that I haven't played in quite some time, which is, as you can see, the Henry. I am playing a division with Sol, who is playing in the Kurfürst, and Warlock, who is in the Shimakaze. We're on North Domination, and we see matchmaking, which is 5 battleships, 4 cruisers, and 3 destroyers. The enemy team has a bit of a raid advantage, but other than that, it's pretty decent. For those of you that have been playing Clan Wars, you are probably well aware that the Henry is a very good counter to both Stalingrads and battleships, if you slot the IFHE skill. I have not done that since I haven't been playing the Henry in Clan Wars, and because it wasn't really needed before that, or before the Stalingrad really. So I'm still on a standard cruiser captain. I'm also choosing the reload module over the range one, which is mostly because I don't really enjoy playing a cruiser far back. Same is generally true for all ships, but for cruisers, I prefer to be a bit more mid-range. Henry has also fairly floaty shells, so if you shoot at anything that is not a big slow battleship, it will require a bit more of your aim. And as you can see in this game, I haven't played the ship in a while, so it takes some time to get used to the arcs again. Now, even though, like I said, I don't particularly enjoy staying far back, I also try to, when I play, not go too aggressive. I think good players in general try to choose when they are aggressive, when they are passive. I try my best to do the same, but to be honest, I tend to be, generally speaking, more on the aggressive side. But since I haven't played this ship in a while and I want to see what I can do with it, I decided to play it more passively here. So that's why you would see me sitting a bit further back than I normally would. Because I am in a division with the Shima and Kurfürst, I can also afford it a bit better, because the Shima can spot and the Kurfürst can tank. And I've already started doing some good work on the Massachusetts, as we have been seeing for the last few minutes. We have unfortunately already lost a couple of ships, and our entire eastern flank has just collapsed with the death of the Jean Bart. We have gotten the B cap, but the enemy has A, and they're also about to take C. We are therefore already hopelessly behind. I continue to get fires on the Massachusetts, and he is about to go down. So I push up a bit to be in better range of the other ships. Get a kill and I get Arsonist. Something that I don't get too often at the higher tiers. Could be due to my playstyle, but I get Wither much more often than I get Arsonist. So it's always nice to get an achievement you don't get as often. Trying to help a bit with the Harugumo, but I decided to switch back to the Missouri to try and bring him down so that we can then push north. Again, here you see some evidence of my poor aim due to not being comfortable with a ship that I haven't played in forever. But I continue to get fires, and of course that is a small benefit with not using IFHE. You have a better fire chance, and I might even be using Demolition Expert, I'm not completely sure. But already 8 fires, so that's not bad at all.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
We are still quite a bit behind, and the enemy team that, or the enemy flank that took C, are slowly pushing towards us. We have some ships in between, so we can continue to focus on the ships here. But they will be coming soon enough. The Missouri is almost dead. He has a fire, so I decide to switch to the Moskva. Unfortunately, I don't get a kill, but we are desperately needing kills, so that's the most important part in this situation. I also want to focus on the Moskva so that we can help push Warlock back into A. As we continue to lose ships in the east and really need to deal with this flank quickly. Getting some more fires on the Moskva. He repairs, but he is getting very low when I get more fire, so he will be dead shortly. Harugumo is spotted again, and that's a ship we need to deal with, so I should switch to him as my last shells kills the Moskva. We lose our second Shimakaze, and now Warlock is our only destroyer left. But he is capping A, and we are about to kill Harugumo here, which Warlock just finished. Now, seeing as our eastern flank is all but gone, I need to start pushing north to get away from the ships that are coming from the side. So I activate my speed boost and start going full speed to remove the angle that I'm currently giving. and we see that the ships there, they are shooting at me, so I'm just trying to get away, but also trying to avoid giving broadside to the Musashi, so that is why I continue to sail mostly to the north. I will also leave the cap before it's done. Warlock can sit in smoke and can cap it without me, and I need to minimize the damage I take and continue to push and try to kill the Musashi and the Ibuki. Get the free fires on the Musashi and also at the same time get the Wither award.
Concentrate fire on the designated target. Teammate, I need your support. Attention, reporting the target position.
So the Musashi is also going down pretty quickly right now. For some reason over at B, the Des Moines did not take that cap. But as we will see later on in the game, he will be back.
Reporting the position of a strategic target.
We lose the Minotaur as well. And now it's 4 of us here at A, and then we have a Sao on the J line. I kill the Musashi and get my second Arsonist award. And I said before that for me getting 1 at this tier is quite unusual, so getting 2 is definitely something that I don't see very often here. So that's definitely nice. Trying to hit the Ibuki, but once again my aim is not what it should be. But Sol managed to finish him off, and we are now 4 against 4, but the enemy team is taking B, which means that we definitely need the kills. I have managed to rack up 188,000 damage though, and it just shows that playing the Henry a bit more passively, it's honestly a bit too easy. The Sao in the south managed to kill the Iowa, so we are right now ahead on ships. And I'm heading to B to try and intercept, hopefully, the Des Moines. Now one of the dead players are telling Warlock to cap, and they are showing basically no map awareness because there is a Des Moines in B and a curve first in between him and the closest cap. He did also manage to kill the gearing, so I don't think we have anything to complain about there. I detect the Des Moines and start opening up on him. Unfortunately, Sol ate some torps and can't really help me since he's basically dead. My plan is basically to try and rush the Des Moines and torp him, as I can't really out-DPM the Des Moines. Unfortunately, he destroys my torpedo tubes completely on that side, and there's just no way that I can get my torpedoes on the left side off without giving broadside. So I'm forced to abandon that idea and just try to secure the kill. I don't really dare to switch to AP since the broadside is giving is not that good, and the HE damage is good enough that he should go down. I'm going down too though. I'm just trying to make sure that I get my last salvo off, which I do there. I go down, but I kill him and get it's just a flesh wound. So right now we are 3 versus 1. As the Des Moines I just killed there with my 4th kill. and I ended up at 232k damage, which is pretty good. Problem is, Soul is extremely low. Warlock is chasing Kurfürst with torps and actually shooting at him. And the Sao is way back due to having to kite away from the enemy's eastern flank all game. Soul is doing what he can, but he can't stay alive. And here he goes down. Now, since Warlock is shooting at the Kurfürst, he's probably aware that there will be torps coming. He might even be running Hydro. Either way, the torps Warlock sends will unfortunately all miss. The Sao is not so nicely telling Warlock to cap, and he will do that. In hindsight, it might have been better to go to A, since we see that the Kurfürst will be going there for the cap. But we were hoping that Warlock would be able to cap B, and the Sao would be able to reset the Kurfürst maybe. And it's also easy to have other ideas when you know the outcome. A second player is joining in on the conversation, and Soul being Soul engages in a very civil discord with them. The Sao has done some good damage, but he has also been mostly kiting away, something the Sao excels at. Warlock questions if you should go for C or the Kurfürst, but we have nowhere enough time to go for the cap, so he will be going for Kurfürst. Time is running out, and the Sao tries to send some torps, but I think he's being a bit optimistic since the Kurfürst has no need to sail forward here. Probably would have been better to continue west, spot him, and if possible torp him, or at least reset him while kiting away a bit and allow Warlock to get close and round the island and torp him. Instead, what we will see the Sao doing is seemingly rush straight for the cap. And probably try to torp him, and in the process giving the Kurfürst a perfect broadside to the Sao. Something that is definitely not advisable. Warlock is trying to get the Sao to hydra him, or spot him if he can. But we see the Sao is sailing broadside right into the cap, and the game will end, and we will unfortunately lose. And here we see the result screen. Unfortunately, we do lose this game, like we saw. But I do manage to get about 1.2 million credits. I am slowly grinding through the missions to get the legendary, and I'm currently at credit 1, so I'm running a bit of camo flag combo to speed it up a bit. Because of this, I also get almost 10,000 XP and 1500 free XP. I managed to get about 232,000 damage, 20 fires, which is pretty good, and 4 kills. I was very close with 3 other ships, I think it was, so it could have been more, but those ships were dead anyway, so wouldn't have mattered that much. Like I talked about in the video during the game, I managed to get 2 Arsonist achievements. I also got just a flesh wound on the Des Moines. Sadly, I couldn't play that better, but at least I got him killed, so at least there is that, even though I would have preferably stayed alive to help with the last ship. Wither, obviously, and High Caliber. Looking at the team results, I am top of our team, slightly better than the Zhao, that had a bit more damage than I did. And I get almost 1600 base XP, which is pretty good at a loss. We also see that both Warlock and Soul are at the top. Yeah, we at our side did what we could, but unfortunately the eastern flank we had completely evaporated. The Des Moines that I killed had the best game with almost 2 or over 2.8k base XP. And it's unfortunate that we couldn't kill the last curve first, because this would have been a nice win if we had managed to pull that off. Damage-wise, 118,000 from HE. Never shot AP in this particular game, mostly because I this time stayed further back to get into the Henry ship again. Fire damage is almost as much as the AP one, with about 114. So in total, about 232. You see that a lot of damage was from the Musashi and the Massachusetts. Then I also have a decent on the Des Moines, Missouri, and a bit on the Moskva as well. Not too much potential damage. Took quite some time before anyone actually shot at me. And when they did, it was mostly the Des Moines, and his DPM is just too good, and I couldn't stay alive long enough, unfortunately. But I do manage to receive almost 70,000, so that's not terrible. Like I said, running some flags and camos, so quite a bit of credits, and therefore also XP and Commander XP. So I would say pretty good game. I think it shows that even though I haven't played this ship for weeks, doing this particular playstyle is easy and not particularly exciting, but perhaps also a bit lacking in terms of the effect you have on the game. I think that in one of the old videos that Flamo has done on Henry said something like Henry's high damage, low impact, and that is more or less what we see in this game. Obviously my impact was not that low, since I managed to get 4 ships killed, And I think it had more to do with our eastern flank just deciding that the game was not worth playing. But it takes time to kill ships. And I was mostly damage farming here. But yeah, not my preferred playstyle. And I would have been even worse if I had been using the range mod and perhaps even IFHE. It would have been even more sniping from the back, but wasn't really interested in doing that particular playstyle. But overall, I think it was still a good game, good showcase of the Henry's power. But sadly, it was not enough, even though the three of us did what we could. Our team just had other plans, and nice game, but a loss, sadly. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed the game.